Good day. It is, about 21 degrees, and I thought I'd just go for a quick lunchtime walk. I'm just heading down the hill from downtown. Just a guy cutting branches up there. I thought someone was charging down the hill at me. So yeah, I thought I'd get a few lunchtime steps in here. Just heading down the hill from downtown. And I don't want to get too sweaty at lunchtime, but thought I'd get some steps in anyways. Didn't walk, or I did walk yesterday, I just didn't record it last night. I'll just post something on my Instagram. A couple pictures I took. But I did get 9,500 steps in yesterday, so I wasn't a total slouch. But let's carry on down the hill here. Hopefully I can get somewhere where there's a little less traffic. Just got to be mindful along here. You never know when you're gonna run into a homeless encampment or something. They're getting pretty stealthy. Well, let's just pop down here. Boy, these trees provide a nice canopy down here. You almost wouldn't need air conditioning. Nice old building. There are some historical buildings that still remain. Interesting. This used to be the Hudson Bay Company stables. Sadly, the Hudson's Bay doesn't even exist anymore. Another Canadian institution goes down the tubes after it was bought by an American company. Another old building used to be the Donald Ross School. Let's just walk around it, get away from the traffic. Don't see a plaque on it as to what it is now. For all I know, it still is a school. Still says Donald Ross School on the side door there. That's neat. And over there is the Ball Diamond. I guess Ball Stadium. Home of the Hawks at Remax Field. Back in my day, it was the Trappers. They were at a higher level, I think, and have since gone by the wayside. Went to a game or two there with the kids. I'm not much of a sports guy, and baseball was even lower on my list of interesting sports, so it had trouble keeping my attention. So this is the Rossdale area, and beyond this Ball Diamond is the old Rossdale power plant that they've been threatening to turn into an interesting mall or something like that. Nothing's happened so far, I don't think. We'll see if we can get closer to it. This road in front of the stadium is called John Ducey Way. I think back in its day, this was called John Ducey Park. The Riverhawks. The old power plant is there, which is now just a substation, and it's also a water treatment plant. So it was also determined that this was a native burial ground. I'm not sure if they found actual artifacts and stuff that determine that, or if it was just folklore, but they've dedicated the space to it. The power plant in the background. Here's another City of Edmonton project that went way over budget and took forever to finish. They had to take the steel, or bought the steel in like Korea or something, and it was delayed. While architecturally pleasing, it was another expensive undertaking. There's the Rossdale power plant again. Still sitting there doing nothing. And here's another look at this bridge. I believe it's the James McDonald Bridge. And it replaced the old one that had a steel deck many moons ago here. Nice view of the high-level bridge in the background. Guess what river this is? Yeah, you guessed it. It's where I live, man. That's what I gotta show you. And you can see the dome of the legislature back in the background there. And that's the terrace building in front of it. At one point I heard that building needed to be condemned because it was falling down the hill, but they must have fixed it because it's still standing, and I heard that story 25 years ago. There's a better view of the old Rossdale power plant. I find historical buildings like that kind of cool because think of the history behind them. Because that was built, I think, in the early 1900s. Skyline on this side of the bridge in Old Strathcona, hasn't changed too much. Just apartment buildings and stuff. This is the Kinsman Leisure Center, or Sports Center. Used to be called Kinsman Fieldhouse, but names change. Queen Elizabeth Pool is in there, and the old John Walter Museum. Heading back north now towards downtown on the other side of the James McDonald Bridge. High-level bridge again. Dome of the legislative building. Rossdale power plant again. Edmonton doesn't have as an impressive a downtown as a lot of cities, but it's grown up quite a bit in the last few years. Usually government cities, though, aren't the hub of downtown activity. It's usually where blue-collar people hang out. Just seems to be the way in government cities. Calgary is the real business hub in Alberta, and a way more vibrant downtown. It's actually quite nice down there. Whew, didn't come very well prepared for this walk. No hat, wrong shoes, no sunglasses. What are you gonna do? I never think to bring those things out of my car or go down to my car to get them. I just like to get out and walk. I guess I might pay for it, but gonna make my way back to work now so that I don't get fired. It's all uphill to downtown. Still a couple houses left around here. Not many. Somehow they've been saved from development. Walk up the stairs over on 104th, or walk up the hill. I think I'll go for the stairs. Oh, coming up to the stairs. I don't know how many stairs these are, but there's enough of them. Back in the day, I used to try and park down here for free and take those stairs all the way to the top. Young family and unpredictable hours kind of forced me to drive, but parking was pretty much unaffordable. So we played the parking game by driving down here and then walking up these stairs. 153 stairs. Not too bad. Getting used to that. Sweat's running down my back though. That there is the old Milner building. Or when it was first built, Northwestern Utilities building. First building, I think it was the first high-rise building in Edmonton. And also the first building with air conditioning. And Northwestern Utilities being a natural gas company, it was a natural gas fired air conditioning system. The building's seen a lot of things over the years, a couple fires. That extension over there used to be our main data center before we moved it out of there. We moved out of there in 2018, December, to Standard Life building next door. And other than the government that had 2 floors but moved out shortly after, this building's pretty much been empty since 2019. Even one of our old condenser units is still up on the roof for the air conditioning. The idea is to turn it into apartments. Like they've built a new apartment building there. The site that that apartment building's on used to be the old Miller Motors. So if you ever see Miller Motors on an old Dodge or Plymouth, that's where it was sold from. Spent the better part of my career with ATCO in that building, probably 30 years. I think I know it just as intimate as the building owners. One thing that's holding up that Milner building being developed into apartments is the fact that there's been a significant amount of apartment, condominium, and high-rise builds that limit the market. And I think the other big thing too, there's a significant amount of asbestos abatement that needs to be done in that building, so I think that kind of is a big problem for them. Oh yeah, hockey game today in Edmonton. Gotta make sure I get out of downtown early. I think the game starts at 6 and people start filing down around 4, especially on a nice day like this. Mind you, the rain doesn't stop them either. That used to be the old Hudson's Bay in City Centre. Well, not the old Hudson's Bay. The old Hudson's Bay is down that way. It's been converted into a university campus. The City Centre Mall is essentially dead. Along here, sadly, is Homeless Row. Lots of flopped over drug addicts. Luckily, there's a Hope Mission that comes around here to help them. Okay, time to get back to the office and see how we did. Okay, that was a 5-kilometer walk. Nice little trip down through some parts of Edmonton, downtown. Good walk, and now I don't have to do anything tonight. Until the next one.